Hi guys, Leanne here. Welcome to practice. Today we are going to use at least one block. If you don't have a block, you can grab like a big fat book, like a novel. We're going to do a lot of shoulder mobility work, so finding strength in the shoulders, working on the spine and strengthening the back body, starting to find some opposition like chest openings to how we naturally sort of sit all day, or even how we're naturally designed. If you look at a picture of our body, you'll see that a lot of our biggest muscles are internal rotators. So it already kind of pulls us forward, and then it doesn't help that most of us sit a lot throughout the day. So we're gonna look for a lot of opposite action, a lot of strength in the upper body, and then we're even gonna start to pull in some components of our single leg balancing stability. So let's get started. At first, we're gonna just kick it off in puppy pose. So walk your knees back and send your hips above your knees. Make sure you've got plenty of runway out in front of you. And just gently start to walk your palms forward here. The idea is that you're not gonna let your hips come forward or really shift them too far back, but rather just hovering over the knee. And as you walk your palms forward, you'll feel your tailbone flick up to the sky. And the idea here is that your heart is coming straight down towards the floor. And you can sense your shoulder blades on the back body. As you drop the heart, you're thinking about rolling the shoulder blades into the spine and then driving them down. Maybe pushing a little into the pinkies here, feeling the shoulder heads starting to respond and activate. Now, for many of us, your chest may not be touching the floor. There's no destination here. We're getting plenty of work just by surrendering to the gravity and staying with the integrity of that subtle pull into the spine and slide down with the shoulders. If you want more, what I've got going on here is lifting the chin, looking between the thumbs. That can be really intense, but give it a try. We've got several rounds of breath. And I want you to see if you can find those inhales, pulling in to the back of your lungs, the tips of your shoulder blades. On the exhales, where can you soften and surrender to the gravity that's here? A couple more rounds of breath. If your forehead's touching the earth, it might feel good to massage it from side to side. Stay with the engagement of the pinky fingers into the floor. Feel the shoulders alive and active here for 3. Belly is moving in response to the breath for 2. Stay for another full breath cycle here. Open up some new space, still driving into the pinky fingers. And as you exhale, tuck your chin. Roll yourself forward through a cat spine, coming into your Sphinx pose. Let the hips fall heavy to the earth, and then separate the feet towards the corners of the mat. Wiggle your legs long and even beneath you as you slide the tops of the feet to the earth. Elbows are underneath the shoulders and the forearms are parallel. Now squeeze the earth with your finger pads and imagine dragging the floor towards you. You're going to feel your belly come down. Maybe your lowest rib touches the earth as you pull your heart up and your gaze forward. Now stay aware of the shoulder blades here. You're actively dragging the mat towards you to send your chest forward while the back body is actively squeezing to the midline. Feel your shoulders coming together and down for 3. Drive a little bit more into the tops of your feet. Feel the glute engagement for 2. Take another big deep breath in here. Exhale, tabletop pose. Shift your hips back and slide your knees under your hips, but stay on your forearms. A few rounds of cat and cow here just to see the difference of when we lower the shape and the center of gravity. On the inhale, again, you're dragging your palms towards you to pull your heart forward and up. Shoulders ride back and down. Exhale, push. Tuck the tailbone and the chin. You round and curl to drive the heart out of the shoulder blades that are now running down the ribs. 2 more just like that. Inhale, pull the earth towards you. Drag the heart forward and up. Send the gaze and the tailbone high. Exhale, push. Tuck the tailbone. Drive the heart up. Push into the forearms. 1 more round with the inhale. Unfurl. Heart's moving forward and up. Exhale, tuck tailbone and chin, drive the heart up. Come back through neutral. Walk your toes back to forearm plank. Set this up nice and strong right away. And feel your thumbs and index fingers connected a little more evenly to the earth. And then imagine that you're squeezing something between your forearms and start to hug those towards the center. Push the floor away with your palms, your wrists, and your elbows. Think about squeezing a block between your thighs. Stay engaged in the glutes and send the energy of your heels to the back wall. Fight for 3 more breaths here. Start to see your gaze past your fingertips. Nice long line through the spine. Fire up 1 more breath. Stay right here. Exhale, set the knees down. Shift the hips up to your puppy pose. Here we are again. In your puppy pose, wiggle around until you can sense that your hips are directly over your knees. And then notice if you have any more space, right? We're just observing. There's no evaluation here. Just noticing what this feels like after a little bit of action. Now, on your puppy pose, I want you to drive into your finger pads to lift up through the palms and feel your arm bones rise and activate. Again, become aware of your shoulders. I'm looking forward, but you could be looking down this whole time. Squeeze your shoulders together and drive them down as you send your heart towards the floor. 2 more breaths with active arms here. Feel the breath filling up the back of the lungs. And then imagine you've got a tiny ball underneath your chest and just start to dribble that ball for a moment here. Stay with the activation happening in the arm bones, the shoulder heads, and the back body for 3. Just dribbling that ball, finding some new space, sort of working out through the kinks for 2. Stay with it, keep bouncing, find that buoyancy. 1 more breath in. Exhale, plant the palms in the forearms, slither forward to your Sphinx pose. Hips drop, toes land, wiggle around to feel even, and then start dragging the floor towards you. Maybe your lowest rib even pulls into the floor. Let this stay in the mid-spine, not coming up so quickly and so big that you're putting this in the low back. Keep squeezing the glutes to stabilize the low back. That's going to help us mobilize the mid-spine. 3 more breaths here. Stay active, stay strong. If you want to fire this up, maybe walk your palms out a little further forward and wider. Think seal pose. The actions are the same. You're trying to pull your lowest rib towards the front of the mat as you drag the floor towards you, trying to get your heart up to new space and your shoulders back and down. 1 more breath cycle wherever you chose to be. Your glutes are on, your feet are driving into the corners of the mat behind you, and your sternum is lifting for new space. On the exhale, let it go. So good. Set your left arm straight out from your left shoulder, so it's in half the letter T essentially. Click your right toes up to the sky. When you're ready, press into your right hand to curl over your left side and step your right foot behind you for a little break system. Now from here, just take a moment to breathe into the stretch of your chest. See that the belly's moving. The breath is circular. Start to trust the space, moving intuitively with little micro adjustments. On your exhale, roll all the way to the belly. Take the right cheek to the floor and send the right arm straight out from the right shoulder. Left hand comes somewhere in front of the face or under the left shoulder. Click the left toes up, roll over onto the right side, and pause. Just breathing into the stretch that's happening in the right side of the chest. Noticing that your left hand in front of your face is like a little accelerator. The more you push into it, the more you deepen the stretch and the sensation. But then that left foot behind you is catching you like a little brake system. I like to totter between like 3 inches of space. Helps me stay with the sensations that continue to wake up in these subtle movements. Your next exhale, roll onto the belly. Plant the palms under the shoulders and press up to your tabletop pose. Now from your tabletop pose here, take a few circles of the chest over the wrists, starting to get your hips involved and maybe exaggerating that push through the side bodies, finding a circular motion in the spine. And then switching directions. Feel all 10 finger pads driving into the floor. Start to notice that weight distributing from the heel of the hand to the finger pads, the knuckles, the spaces in between. Next time you come through center, pause. Walk yourself all the way down to the belly. And this is where we reach for the block. So grab yourself a block on the lowest setting to begin, especially if we've never tried this work before. And I want you to come all the way down and send your legs long like you always do. Feel your body even to the earth. And then we're going to keep ourselves in this long line of energy here. So you can use your palm as a pillow, or if it's fine with you, you can just set your forehead all the way to the floor. I want you to take the block on its lowest setting and set your right hand on the prop and slide it out in front of you, really pushing through the shoulder here. Find a full extension through the right arm. Good. Now from here, dial onto your right pinky like you're going to karate chop the block. Squeeze the glutes a little bit. Find some engagement of your feet to the floor. And now take a big deep breath in. Try to hover your hand off the block for 3. 2. Keep reaching your fingertips to the wall in front of you. Another breath in. Exhale, set it down. Good. We're going to take several more like that, starting to move at pace. On the breath in, pick up the pinky, start to float over the block, reach for the wall in front of you. Set it down. Breathe in, pick it up, reach it forward. Set it down. Take it again, breathe in, reach, 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 lift, 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 and set it down. Right, the rest of your body is contained. It's just the shoulder on the move here. See if you can relax the head somewhere. Find a long line through the neck. Moving here at your own pace. Really studying the activation happening in the shoulder as you reach and lift. Let's take 3 more from here. For 2. Last round. Good. Slide the block over to the left side. The work is the same. Setting it up with just as much intention. Take the time to move the block and stretch through the arm bone, feeling that shoulder push away from the body. Once you find that full extension and you feel that rib cage and scapula rhythm pushing up through your left side, then you're going to rest your palm, maybe forehead to palm, maybe forehead to the floor. You might even lift your neck and tuck your chin if you feel stable here. I just want you to think about a nice long spine and then start to karate chop left pinky down towards the block. Feel that little external rotation happening in the left shoulder. Take a breath in, start to float the left pinky, reach another inch forward. Set it down. Inhale, we lift. Try to hide your bicep out of your peripheral. Exhale, set it down. It's only the shoulder on the move. We got about 6 more rounds. You choose if you want to exhale to lift, but make sure you use the opposite breath to completely rest, pause, and begin again with the same amount of integrity and that same curiosity and interest of where the action's coming from and how we can fire it up with a little more integrity. Good, you're moving at your own pace. I'm about halfway there. I've got 3 more left. Last round for me. Good, let it go. Set the block off to the side, out of your way somewhere. And then we're going to start to take the letter Y. So you're going to use both arms this time. Things are going to get really spicy. And before we even go there, I want you to think about shoulder blades pulling onto the back body in order to lift your thumbs and your pinkies off the floor, okay? So set yourself up. Maybe draw your forehead to the earth. Squeeze your glutes by just driving through the feet here. Find that activation of the lower body. And then karate chop the floor with both palms. Both pinkies are touching down. Use an inhale to prepare. This time we'll use the exhales for the work. As you exhale, keep your head down. Just pull your thumbs up. Float the pinkies. Try to squeeze shoulders on the back body. It's a wide set letter Y. And then set it down. 9 more like that. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, lift. Squeeze the shoulders together. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. 3 more, lift. Lower. Take it for 2. Lower down. Feel your back body. Hold at the top for 3. So strong in the whole backside for 2. Can you reach further through the fingertips? Drive the thumbs up. Take another breath in. Exhale, set it down. Take a cheek. Slide your palms somewhere towards the back of the mat. Give yourself a moment here. See if you can feel the breath rebounding from the belly into the floor to move through the backside. Good, last bit of effort here. Staying strong in the back body and aware and engaged in the shoulders. Swivel your forehead down towards the earth. Think locust pose. We're going to swim the palms forward, thumbs up, pinkies down. And on the exhale, start to float the toes, the knees, and lift your head and your heart. Keep trying to slide your shoulders back and down. We're here for 3. Pull yourself longer in both directions for 2. Shoulder blades are hugging on the back body as you try to get taller to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, lay it down, let it go. Take a full round of breath. Push it into the back side. Palms plant under the shoulders, tuck your toes. Exhale, push the hips back to your tabletop pose. Last bit of effort in this warm-up here, staying grounded down to the earth. Find your tabletop pose and set this up with a lot of integrity. So when we talk about integrity, we mean the knees are under the hips for stability. They're as wide as the hips, but there's a lot happening in the shoulders here. So when you look at the crease of your elbows, when your palms are nice and open, you're spinning that crease forward, almost like you can sense that corkscrew pulling your shoulder onto the back body. Play around with that for a moment, coming in and out of that corkscrew, just looking at the elbows, right? The palms are not moving, just the elbows are spiraling, and your shoulders are responding. I want you to think about that every time I say stabilize the shoulder. Check on the crease of your elbow. Send it towards the short edge of your mat. Let's set it up. Stabilize the shoulders. The crease is face forward to the short edge. On the next breath in, lift the right toes to point up to the sky until your knee is in line with your hip, or it feels like it's in line with your hip. Now, I want you to think scorpion pose. So it's a bit of a bend, twist, and open, trying to tap your right big toe towards your left shoulder. Don't forget about stabilizing the shoulders. Starting to feel that right hip lift a little bit and open. Maybe you pull the heart through cow pose, drawing the shoulders onto the back body. Now you can stay here, or if you want a little bit more, it's your right hand rooted into the floor. Your left arm swims back, and the back of your left hand tries to connect somewhere on the inside of your right foot. Once you find it, push foot into hand, hand into foot. Stabilize the shoulder, push the chest through, stay for 3. Keep trying to push your toes up to your left shoulder for 2. Another big breath in, stay with it, so good. Exhale, let it go, cat pose, round and curl. Drive the heart high. Inhale, cow, pull the heart forward, shoulders back and down. Feel the gaze lift. Neutralize. We got the same work on the other side. Set yourself up. Find the integrity and the stability here. Once you feel ready, left toes poke up through the ceiling. That knee tries to come in line with the hip to some variation, and then crack it open. Spiral the left toes up towards the right shoulder, even see past your right shoulder. Good, now from here, the left arm takes the weight. Push the weight into your left palm and pull your right hand somewhere to connect with the inside of your left foot. Once you've connected, maybe try to see that foot. Keep lifting the heart. Keep seeking to lengthen the spine for 3. Hand and foot are pushing into each other. Say hi to your left glute for 2. One more big breath in here. Try to pull your heart forward. Push your fingers back. Exhale, release. Round and curl through cat pose. Find your cow on the inhale. Belly drives down to pull the heart forward and up. Use the earth to find more space. And neutralize. Untuck the toes. Sink your hips back for a moment in child's pose. If your shoulders are totally cooked right now, maybe you swim your fingertips back by your heels. Give yourself a few rounds of breath to really land here. See the inhales expanding into your low back. See if you can move them into the mid back, the upper back, the base of your skull. 3 more breaths for you. Sense the way your whole body is relaxing here, draped over your thighs. Stay for another breath, preparing to move. And start your transition, palms forward. Toes will tuck as you shift forward. Use a big available exhale, hips high. It's downward facing dog. Start to find some movement in the feet, driving the heels towards the floor. There's absolutely no reason they have to touch down, right? It's just this action of lengthening the back line. Couple rounds of breath here. Starting to maybe get your feet off of the natural parallel footage that it lands in.
And maybe twisting your feet in different directions, sending your heels to one side and the other. Even yourself out for one more full breath. Moving into a hands-free flow. Take a moment to feel your hands rooted down to the floor here. And then engage your feet. Start to understand the action of your feet and what responds when you turn your feet on. Start to pull the toes into the floor. And then think about splitting the mat with your big toes. Your glutes will engage. You might even feel your hips slightly pull up. Keep pushing the palms down and forward. Keep thinking chest towards the thighs, getting a little more length in the spine. One more breath in. On the exhale, find your tippiest toes and tiptoe yourself to the top of the mat. Keep driving through the palms. Push for straighter arms as you get closer to your thumbs. And then pause. Find a ragdoll. Belly to thighs. Bend the knees a lot here. Tuck your chin. See past your shins. Catch a sway or a bounce. Maybe a combo of both. And then pause through the center. Move around in your feet for a moment here. Send the weight forwards and back, letting your toes catch you like a little brake system, feeling the weight completely in the heels. Maybe you lift the toes and spread them nice and wide. Sending a little weight into the outer edges and then the inner arches. Until finally you can feel yourself squeezing the feet to the floor, sort of hovering through the center of your arches. Belly is soft to the thighs. Head and the palms are heavy. Keep the chin tucked and drive through the feet to slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Start to see each vertebra unraveling as you take your time, coming to the top of Tadasana pose. Roll the shoulders back. Feel the collarbones spread open as your palms come open by your sides. Again, rocking and swaying into the feet. This time not really looking at the feet, but rather trusting those spaces. And then pausing in stillness. Shift the weight into the right foot. Left knee to chest. Pause. Option to reach your arms up. Let your shoulders ride up too. If your shoulders are cooked and they say no thank you, then you can do hands to heart, hands to hips, or let your palms be anywhere that feels supportive, working on that single leg strength. Point your left toes down and start to circle through that ankle. Maybe even take it into figure eights. Get out of that circle. Just move it around. And then pause to stabilize. Squeeze the right foot, drive through the right foot, get tall through the crown of your head, and then tell your left hip to pick up your left knee, up towards your collarbone. Nice, another big deep breath in here. Your exhale's a figure four. Left foot clicks over to the right thigh as you sink the hips back, bending the standing knee, starting to draw the heart forward. Left toes are actively pulling back towards the left shin here, and the left knee is trying to push towards the place where your left foot would be on the floor. 2 more breaths. The deeper you bend the knee, the stronger the shelf for this left foot, and the deeper the sensation in that left side. Can you keep your hips glued this low in space? Draw your hands to your heart here and slowly unravel for Crouching Warrior 3. The left heel clicks straight back, driving the heel or the toes to the back wall while you keep the deep bend in the right knee. Maybe even crouch yourself a little deeper. Maybe peace fingers to the floor just to see that you're as low as you can be here. Think heart is proud. Squeeze an imaginary pencil between your shoulder blades. One more big breath in. Exhale, drive to stand, marcher's pose, left knee to chest. Stay for a full breath here. Going nice and slow this first time through. Come back to the figure four. Sit deep, hips back, heart forward. Left toes are active. One more breath in. Exhale, chair pose. Slide the left foot to deliver to the floor under your left hip with control. Feel the weight move into both feet. And then squeeze your feet to the floor and imagine you've got a block between your thighs here. So you're not pulling the knees together. It's the energy of the thighs hugging together to feel your knees slightly spiral out. Sit a little deeper in that chair. Lift your heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades. One more big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Let that go. Take the halfway lift, palms to shin, long through the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees a lot. Get heavy, tuck the chin. Push through the feet, slowly roll up, keeping the chin tucked. Take your time to Tadasana pose. Shoulders roll back, palms open, heart is lifted, collarbones wide. Start to shift the weight into your left foot. Draw the right knee to chest, marcher's pose. Have some fun with it here. Stay in that playful spirit. Point the right toes down and just start to find some circles. Finding both directions, and then maybe some figure eights. Totally random movements. And then stabilize. Drive through the left foot. Squeezing the left foot. Feel that left hip strong because that left glute is on. And now tell the right hip to pick up the right knee like you're going to glue that thigh into your chest. One more big breath here. Exhale, click the right foot to the left thigh. Sit deep. Hips go back, back, back. Heart comes forward. Palms can be anywhere to support what's happening in the hips and the single leg holding you here. One more breath. Stay with the action of that right knee looking for the floor. The idea is that you're going to stay glued where your hips are in space, and then with control, try to unwind your right legs behind you for your crouching warrior. Stay deep in the left knee. Push through the toes or the heel. Maybe you find a variation of both, kind of driving through the big toe mound, spreading the toes behind you. Chest is proud. See if there's more space to deepen the standing knee. One more breath in. Stay with it. Exhale, push to rise. So strong, right knee to chest, marcher's pose. Click back to figure four. Right foot to left thigh. Hips back, back, back. Stay with your space. One more breath here. Can you keep your hips this low and gently deliver your right toes to the floor under your right hip? Chair pose. 3 breaths for you. Think about lifting the heart, sinking the hips back, and sending the knees forward. Option to drive your arms up if your shoulders aren't cooked. Thinking about pulling the shoulders up and the thumbs back. One more breath here. There's an energy between the inner thighs. Find it. Turn on your legs. Feel your glutes firing. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, fold. Let that go. Take the inhale to halfway lift. Pause. Pull yourself longer through the spine. Exhale, fold. Tuck the chin, bend the knees, and push through the feet. Slowly unravel yourself to the top. Feel your shoulders roll open. Palms by your side. We're going to take that same series. We're going to start moving at pace and add on. Shift the weight into the right foot. Inhale, marcher's pose. You choose if you want the arms reaching or if you just want to rest the shoulders for now. Exhale, figure four. Left foot, right thigh. Hips go back. Stay for the breath in. Stay low. Unwind, crouching warrior 3. Hands to heart, left foot to the back wall. Stay deep in the right knee. Big breath in, heart is proud. Exhale, push to rise, marcher's pose. Click left foot to right thigh, sit low, figure 4. Stay low, slide the left foot under the left hip, chair pose. This time in your chair pose, connect the inner arches of your feet, squeeze your knees and your thighs together, sit deeper into the space that's here. One more big deep breath in, lift the heart, sit the hips back. Exhale, twist right. Hook the left elbow outside the right knee, and then actively press palm into palm, elbow into knee. They're both resisting each other, trying to pull the crown of your head forward as you send the hips back, seeking length on every inhale, and then turning the heart to the right as you exhale and push into the spaces of opposition. Now, start to shift the weight into your right foot, spike your left heel. Hover your left toes here, feel the strength of your right leg. Stay so aware of your left foot as you step back to this prayer twist lunge. Left toes find the back of the mat. It might take you 3 or 4 steps to get there. Set yourself up with a nice wide foundation. Think about squeezing and pushing more weight into that right leg, but then driving through the left heel, sending it to the back wall. Now pull the right hip back as you send the crown of the head forward and find more space to twist into. One more breath in. The exhale's warrior 2. Windmill your arms open. Maybe you straighten through the right leg and then exhale to lunge deep into it. Just a breath here. Start to move your feet around so that you can see that right heel lining up with the left arch. And then think about squeezing your feet to the center so your glutes are firing and you're lunging into the right knee, noticing new space becoming available. Arms in T, shoulders are soft. Inhale, extend through the right leg, reverse triangle. Right arm reaches up to the sky, left hand falls back, pause. Can you breathe more space into the right lung? Send the arm high to the sky. Push it towards the back wall. One more breath in. Stay out of the low back by keeping your feet and your glutes on. As you exhale, big transition to crescent lunge. Deepen the bend in your right knee. Swivel and pivot onto the left big toe mound. Pull your palms up to the sky. From crescent lunge, sit deeper into the hips, lunge the right knee forward, thunderbolt. Heart goes forward, squeeze your shoulders on the back body. Forget about your pinkies. I want you to think about your shoulder blades, hugging a little pencil back there. And then maybe think about pulling pinkies closer together. Inhale for lightning bolt, reach your palms forward. Think about driving your thumbs up, hiding your biceps, shifting the weight into trusting that right foot in front of you. And then exhale, push to rise. Left knee to chest. Set it down, shake it out. Give your right foot a moment. And then set your feet back to the earth. And we've got one more little funky move here. It's going to get deep into our paraspinal muscles, all those little muscles that run up from top to bottom of your spine. So we're going to find that multi-directional spinal work while we're standing on one leg. Let's do it. Shift the weight into your right foot once again. This time, your left toes point behind you, clicking knee beside knee. And it's like your left toes are trying to find your left shoulder. Now from here, keep driving the left toes up, 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 so much so that you're starting to feel that left glute and hamstring connecting and catching. We're strong in the low back, both feet are on. Drive your palms forward to connect and up to the sky. From here, drop your thumbs to the nape of your neck and pause. Think about squeezing your elbows towards each other, but then driving them up to the sky. A little bit of a back bend. Your left toes are still trying to find your thumbs behind you for 3. Stay with it, keep breathing for 2. One more strong breath here. Feel yourself getting longer and taller. Exhale, release, shake it out, let it go. Whew, that one's a doozy. I don't believe it has a name, but it has a million benefits, so we're gonna do it again. Starting at the top of your mat, let's do this. Left foot takes the weight, marcher's pose. Right knee to chest. We pause, just for the breath in. Exhale, figure 4, right foot to left thigh, sit back. Sit deep. Stay low. Unwind to crouching warrior 3. Stay in control of the weight of the right leg by keeping the leg on and active. Keep a bend in the left knee, trust that space. Big breath in, squeeze the shoulders in the back body. Exhale, push to rise, marcher's pose. Once you get here, click right foot to left thigh, sit deep in your figure 4. Stay for the breath in. Exhale, how slow can you deliver right foot just inside the left, chair pose. Inhale to get tall through the spine. Glue your legs together. Exhale, twist left. Stay for a few rounds of breath here. You're actively squeezing your thighs to the midline. Your knee and elbow are pushing into each other. All the while your palms are pushing into each other. You're feeling your ribs rotate towards the wall you're looking at. Can you gain more length in the spine? Just one more breath cycle here. A little more depth in your twist. Think about spiraling your heart. And then shift the weight into the left toes. Spike the right heel. Float the right toes. How slow and controlled. Maybe one step, maybe a few. Then get your right toes to the back of the mat for prayer twist lunge. Set it up. It's a wide stance for control. Right heel's pushing back while the crown of the head's reaching forward. Feel your left hip peel back. One more breath here. Push to rise, warrior 2. Feel the left foot drive, maybe open up through the left leg, and then sink into that lateral lunge. Take a moment here. Set up the foundation. Left heel's in line with the right arch, arms in T, shoulders soft down the back side. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Push to extend through the left side. Left arm reaches up and back as the right arm falls. Several breaths here. I want you to feel your feet squeezing the earth until your glutes engage and your hips slightly press forward. Now notice if you can put a little bend in your left knee just to reach yourself further in 2 directions. One more breath into the left lung. The exhale starts the journey to high crescent lunge. Deepen the bend in the left knee. Swivel onto the right big toe mound and drive your arms up to the sky. Stay for the inhale. Deepen the left knee. Exhale, thunderbolt. Pull your shoulder blades onto the back body. Squeeze that little pencil. Inhale, release it, lightning bolt. Thumbs to the sky, hide your biceps, and lean into the weight of your left leg. One more breath in. Exhale, send it so far forward that the right toes rise. Right knee to chest, marcher's pose. Take a moment to set it down. Shake it out on the left side. And we're going to set up for that shape with no name. Really starting to try to investigate the benefits of what's happening in these more complex cues. Right? So there's a lot going on in the shape. So stay with me as we build it from the ground up. First, we work on the single leg stability. Shift the weight into the left foot. Click the left toes to point up. And it's as if your left toes are going to find somewhere in between your shoulder blades or up toward your right shoulder. That's just a visual, right? So keep sending them up, up, up. You might feel a little bend in the standing knee. And once you feel stable here, with the action of that right foot driving high, palms come forward, arms to sky, thumbs to the nape of your neck. Once you get here, squeeze the elbows together. Drive the elbows to the sky. And now imagine connecting. Toes to thumbs. We're here for 3. Keep trying to get longer. Take it out of the low back. Send it up into the mid-spine for 2. Stay for another breath in. Squeeze and drive high. Whew, exhale, let it go. Shake it out. Take what feels good and right. Whew. All right. We're going to put this all together. 1 breath, 1 movement. But we're going to take that little bit out of it and add something different to sprinkle in next time. Feel the weight in both feet, standing tall at the top of the mat. Notice how your shoulders naturally round forward. Can you peel them open to a true Tadasana, mountain pose? Inhale, shift the weight into the right toes. Bring the left knee to chest, marcher's pose. Exhale, figure 4, sit the hips back, chest forward. Option to climb aboard. If you want to go for that flying pigeon, think palms down if you've got runway. And then this little left foot's going to curl around the right bicep to fight for its life to hold and glue itself there. And we're thinking about looking forward and just shifting the weight forward. The triceps become a shelf, and there's a little hamstring curl happening, right hip and heel trying to connect. If you feel strong there, maybe you work to straighten the leg. Coming back out of it. If you came in, meeting in figure 4, big breath in. Keep the hips glued. Exhale, crouching warrior 3. Send the left heel back, heart forward, drive through the back toes. Stay active in the shoulders. Push to rise, marcher's pose, take it to the top. Exhale, figure 4, sit deep, hips back. Slide the left foot in line with the right, chair pose. Breathe in, hands to heart. Exhale, twist right. Hook it. Take the breath in to get long, the breath out to find the depth. Shift the weight into the right foot. Pluck the left toes to a hover. How slow and controlled can you step them back? Prayer twist lunge. Big breath here. Use the exhale to twist deeper. Feet are stable. Push to rise. Warrior 2, maybe straighten through the front leg. And then lunge into the knee. Inhale, extend through the right side. Reach up and back, reverse your triangle. Exhale starts the journey to high crescent lunge. Breathe in to catch it, palms to sky. Exhale, thunderbolt. Scoot your hands back, heart forward. Squeeze the shoulders on the back body. Inhale, lean into the right foot, trust it. Lightning bolt, reach forward, hide your biceps. Exhale, push to rise, marcher's pose. Set the left leg down, right away we go again. Right knee to chest, breathe in. Exhale, figure 4, sit deep. Now we've got several rounds of breath here. You might just play with bringing fingertips to the floor, or maybe you climb aboard. If you're going for the arm balance, remember, think forward, not down. Find the hamstring activation and fight for your life on the right side with those right toes. Whatever happens, happens. Sit, find your figure 4. We're going to unwind, stay low, crouching warrior 3. That bent knee stays deep. Right toes start to hover parallel. Heart is lifting, squeeze shoulders. Push to rise, marcher's pose, right knee to chest. Exhale, figure 4. Stay low in the hips, deliver your right foot to glue inside your left. Big breath in, lift the heart. Exhale, twist. Shift the weight into the left foot right away. Hover the right toes. Slow and controlled, so aware of the back toes. Finding the back of the mat. Full round of breath to find the foundation strong, the stabilizer of your right heel driving back. A little more twist. Peel it open, warrior 2. Push out of the foot first, and then come back in. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten through the left side, reach up and back. Exhale starts the journey to high crescent, pivot and plant the right big toe mound. Reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, thunderbolt. Inhale, lightning bolt, reach. Send the weight into the left foot so much so that you're hovering the back toes. Drive to rise, marcher's pose. Exhale, standing tall, shake it out. Tadasana, mountain pose. Shoulders roll back, collarbones open. Slight tuck of the tailbone here, a little glute engagement because your feet are squeezing the floor. Let's take a few rounds of breath, trying to come back to a circular quality. First, getting a hold of those exhales. Seeing if you can find a subtle breath where you're pushing for one more second to send that breath out of the body. You might even close down the eyes. Take one hand to heart and one hand to belly. See the breath beginning in the belly, driving into the heart, and then reversing on the way out. All right, now that we are good and sweaty, hot and bothered, we've got one more flow on deck. Feel the weight in both of your feet here. Shift the weight into your right leg. Draw your left knee to chest, marcher's pose. Now here we're going to try to find a tree pose without the support of your hands. So you might start by drawing your big toes to touch, your foot connecting to the right ankle, or you might work the strength of that left hip to see if you can find somewhere up the leg to drive the toes, find a full connection of all four corners of that left foot. Remember, the right foot is strong and active so that that left foot can land on the right knee if that's what's available for you based on your hip mobility. I want you to think about pressing your hips forward and that left knee pulling towards the back wall. Squeezing the floor with your right foot, actively driving through it. Option to pull your knee or your palms up to the sky. You could stay here, driving shoulders up, or you can drop your right arm and take a lean over to the right. 2 more breaths to be with your shape. If you took the side bend, come back through center. Stand tall for the breath in. Your exhale's half moon pose. So separate the foot from the thigh and then imagine that you're clearing an obstacle under the left thigh as you start to pike the left hip. Send the right hand forward, the left toes back. Left fingertips reach up to the sky. Take another full breath cycle here in this half moon pose. And then think about dialing your left pinky toe up to the sky. Driving the left big toe mound down, slowly bend the right knee until your left big toe finds the floor. And then your left heel finds the floor. Back to warrior 2. Maybe straighten through the right side and lunge deep in the knee. Settle the shoulders on the back body. Line up the heel to arch. Pull yourself open from fingertip to fingertip. I like to make little fists here. Good. And then we're going to take a little helicopter propeller situation in the arms. So right now your arms are at this horizon. We're going to keep them there. And we're going to trust the pivot and strength of the left foot behind us to turn us into a twist to the right. So stay with me. Lunge into the right knee. Stay strong into the back foot. Big breath in. Good. On the exhale, keep your arms in T. Just start to pivot onto the left big toe. And once it squares forward, the heart keeps turning. Lunge deeper into the right knee. Good, we twist right out of it, stay in control. First we find forward, then the left heel finds the floor. We're back to warrior 2. 2 more like that. Spin your heart forward, come onto the big toe mount. Keep driving the right hand back. Unwind. Left heel finds the floor. Pick up your chest, roll your shoulders back. 1 more round. Pivot, twist to the right and pause. Revolve. Send the right hand towards the left heel. Drive the left arm high and sit deep into your right knee. Think about punching your right hand through the floor while you drive your left fingertips through the ceiling. 1 more breath, trying to snuggle that right shoulder down and into your spine. How slow and controlled can you deliver your left knee to the earth, sending your left heel to the back wall for an active left leg. Half splits. Shift your hips back until your left hip stacks over your left knee. Walk your right toes long. And then we're looking for the action of straightening here. So this might not be straight at all. I just want you to find a line of tension. Scrubbing the heel to the floor, pulling the toes back. If anything's moving towards the thigh, it's the belly. The heart is leading forward towards the wall in front of you. 2 more breaths. Your inhale is Anjaneyasana, supported crescent lunge. Plant the right toes, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, warrior 3. Tuck the back toes, maybe not, but drive the weight into the right foot to lift the left heel. Pull your heart parallel and drive to rise, marcher's pose. Exhale, set it down. Shake it out. Let it go. Shift the weight into the left foot. Let's do it again. Inhale, the right toes lift. Marcher's pose. Crack it open to your tree pose, not using the strength or the help of your hands, but rather using the strength of your hip. Finding as many adjustments as you'd like. Looking for a space of discovery here. Remember, the left foot is actively driving through the floor, squeezing up that energy like a little straw. So that left leg is nice and strong, has a leverage for the right knee to pull back. Think hips forward. You can stay here or reach your palms up to the sky. And stay here or drop the left hand and find a little space to bend into the left side. Inhale, come back through center. We're going to crack this open to half moon pose. Think about the counterweight. Separate the foot from the thigh and then clear that obstacle underneath your right thigh. As your right heel pushes back, your heart and your left hand lead forward at the same pace. Exactly in opposition in space. Left fingertips can come to a block or the earth. Now start to dial your right pinky toe up to the sky until you can drive your right foot to land your right big toe. And then the right heel melts down. Inhale to find space. Exhale, sit deep in the knee. Warrior two, the work is the same. Your arms just became little propellers. The back foot does most of the work to get us into the twist. Big breath in. Exhale, pivot onto the right big toe. Square your right hip forward and drive your left arm back. Lunge deeper. And then trust your feet. Pull yourself back to warrior two. Two more just like that. It's the back heel that's lifting, the pivot of the toes and the strength of that right foot getting you here. And then unwind. One more time. Pivot open and pause. Lunge a little deeper, reach a little further. Send the left hand towards the right heel. Send the right arm up, 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 back, back, back. Snuggle the left shoulder into the spine. Try to pick up your sternum. Keep driving through the right heel. Keep the action of your arms reaching apart and the heel driving to the back wall. And then slowly deliver your right knee to the earth. Stay in control. When you land, shift back, half splits. Bow in and activate. Feel the space in your low back here, but then fire up some tension into the hamstring, right? You can keep a really deep bend in that knee. That's perfectly awesome. In fact, bending the knee is going to create space in other areas. Keep listening to the body. The idea is to look for tension and activation, not imitating shapes. Just one more breath. On the inhale, Anjaneyasana, supported crescent. Drive the left knee forward. Reach up for full breath in. Your exhale, push into the left foot. Rise up for crouching warrior three. Just to push yourself up to the top, marcher's pose, knee to chest, and set it down. Big breath in, arms to sky, full body stretch. Hide your biceps, squeeze your glutes. And exhale, forward fold, soft knees, belly to thighs. Separate your feet hip width distance apart here. Option to stay and hang, maybe catch a bind of opposite elbows or somewhere behind the legs. Or we can find gorilla pose. For gorilla, bend your knees a lot and then slide your palms underneath your feet until your toes are like tickling your wrists. And then we use this as leverage. So we're working the union of opposites here. The toes are actively pushing the hands down, but the hands are energetically pulling themselves up. So once you find that action, your elbows will bend and it will draw you deeper into the fold. Think chin tucked, staring at the wall behind you, not looking at your toes. And then once you're here, you can really play with what's opening in the back line of the body. First, you study the breath that's moving through the backside. You can feel it go right into the low back as the belly rebounds, sending the inhale to the back body. And then you play with where you're shifting the weight in your feet. Maybe put a little more in the toes, starting to lift the tailbone a bit, finding some action in the hamstrings and the back of the knees, pulling yourself in deeper, breathing yourself a little bit bigger in the backside, as if you're sort of like popping apart all the webbing of your back body. A couple more breaths here. You're welcome to keep working the legs as straight as it feels available, but there's no destination here. If anything, keep shifting the weight into the toes and trusting the tailbone lifting. Nice. Take a little halfway lift here. Let it feel good. Pull your shoulders back away from the ears. Bend your knees a lot. Think tailbone straight back, but heart pressing forward towards the wall in front of you. Now gently release that bind. Come into that forward fold just to hang your head here. Find a little sway from side to side. Good, and then hands or no hands to the earth. Maybe just peace fingers touch down. Start to spike your heels and sit your hips back into your toes pose. From here, you can stay and hang for a minute, feeling the strength of your feet. You can always use the support of blocks or your fingertips to the earth. Find your breath, moving up and down the center channel. And give yourself one more breath here. And gently sink the weight into your heels. Feel your chest move forward in opposition. And then with or without the use of your hands, just sit down. Try to stay in control of that transition. Coming to a seated forward fold. Scoot yourself back and see your legs long out in front of you. Scrub your heels into the floor. Your knees will lift a little bit here. Doesn't matter how much they lift, just find the action of the heels pulling back. And then plant your palms, big breath in, get tall through the spine. Exhale, walk yourself forward. Let your belly drape over your thighs. Keep the feet slightly active here. Maybe you're starting to tuck the chin. Sometimes it feels nice to actually give yourself a hug, wrapping the forearms around the back of your thighs. Still just breathing into the back body. One much more subtle activation happening in the legs. One more breath here. And then gently lifting your heart. You choose your transition all the way to the back body. Go there with awareness and intention. Half happy baby pose. Step your left foot to the floor. Click your right knee towards your right armpit and stamp your right foot to the sky. Reaching for the outer edge of your right foot or your right ankle. Just start thinking about sliding your thigh along the outer edge of your rib cage. Sometimes it feels nice to actively take your left hand to that rib cage and smear it out of the way. See if you can find some more space. Play with the opposition happening hand and foot. Maybe you take a full breath as they push into each other and then completely release that action. Notice that you might be able to go a little deeper. And gently release. Set it up on the other side. Right foot lands. Left knee comes into the armpit. Click the heel up. Catch your foot or your leg and play around. Don't shy away from the organic movement, the intuitive space. And releasing this left side when you're ready. We'll come to finish practice in a twist. Take any variation of the legs that feels good and right as you send your knees over to the right. Encourage your left shoulder down. Maybe send your gaze past the left shoulder. And I want you to start to think about the connection between your right hip under you and the left shoulder that you're looking past. Can you feel that line of tension sort of pulling itself in both directions? Still breathing big and full into the belly with every inhale. And switching sides with the next round of breath. Take your time coming through that center and figuring out what the left side needs. The work is the same with the right shoulder heavy towards the floor. If it feels okay, the gaze goes past the right shoulder and pause. Become aware of that line, that diagonal line from the left hip under you into your right shoulder. Can you feel that line getting a little more length as you breathe in?
One more breath here. Gently coming back through center and taking any final shapes or wiggles that you need. Setting yourself up for your final resting pose, allowing your body to land exactly where it likes to be. Take your time. Come into stillness and close down the eyes. See yourself shifting even deeper inward, relaxing into the muscles behind your eyes. Take as long as you can or as long as you like to settle into the integration, bringing everything you practice here into your life.